look at. Oh.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you my feathered friends here. It's their second day out. I made a little playpen for them. I have some two different kinds of laying hens, and then I have one guinea buddy that Abby named Constantine. We have more guineas that are smaller. They're in the dry kiln. It's a good place to keep them warm. And we've had some problems with the guineas. Constantine is the only guinea that's remaining from the first batch. Anyways, the second ones are doing pretty good. Boy, do I love chickens. I could spend all day out here with them, and they're having so much fun being outside because they're just like flying around and running around and diving and stuff. So I have to watch myself or I'll be out here too much. Oh, Constantine, don't. He just put his head through there. I'll have to watch that. Oh my goodness. These birds. I know a lot of you out there that watch our channel probably have lots of experience with chickens. We had them in the past. Haven't had them for quite a while, but wanted to try them again. We have done batches of meat birds before, and that goes well. My dad used to have a really good system when he lived next door, and we used to do a lot of those in one day, but we haven't since he passed away. But maybe soon we'll do that again. My plan is just to leave them out here for just a little while, just to get them used to being outside. There are things that, of course, this is not secure, but it's just a little outdoor playpen. I don't want them to get too hot, or there's cats around, and of course at night there's things that could get them, so they have to be secure until we get their pen all ready. Well, I'm going to go out and see how Jim's doing out in the pasture. He's mowing hay this morning. Finally, we got some hay that we're going to start getting cut. So Jim was going to mow his new seeding from last year first, which is beyond where he's mowing right now. But he was just going to get that round baled and wrapped because it's so thick. But the guy, our neighbor, Owen, that does that, isn't available. So he decided to go ahead and mow this piece right here, which was new seeding 2 years ago. It looks like we've got a good stretch of weather coming to get this dry. They've been around a few times this morning. He's got his 2 fast walkers. He's going to start with them, Buck and Bill, and then he'll swap them out probably, just so everybody can get some exercise.
Hi everybody. Well, today we're out mowing our first haying of this year. We've cut pastures, but we just haven't had the weather for haying, and the weather now looks fair. Well, hopefully we can get this hay dry. As you can see, I have Bill and Buck today, and you're probably wondering why I have these two as opposed to having the two Belgians or the two Percherons, which is what I normally use. Well, quite often I'll swap them up and use other horses, but the reason for we haven't today is the fact that we have a situation with Lady. I'm not going to tell you what it is to the end of the video, so stay tuned to the end of the video to find out what that situation is, but there's a situation with Lady that we've got to deal with. For now, we're going to finish mowing this field, this section of this field, and I may, because I don't want to use Buck as much as I want to use Bill, I might take Ken and a little bit after a few more rounds and hitch him up and use him with Bill. Now, I've never actually used Bill and Ken together as a team. Oh, I say never, hardly ever, let's put it that way. In my bigger hitches, when I have 3 or 4 horses, of course I will use them together, but actually together as a 2-horse team, I've hardly ever, if I've ever done that, I'm not sure. So but today, I think I might try that. So let's get to mowing and we'll see what happens. Tap and tap. Oh, be careful. Oh, I'm going to show everybody something. Most of my corners when I'm mowing is a square corner like this. Now this particular field I have a square corner here, and then up at this end I have a square corner, but over here it's actually a rounded corner. Both the other 2 ends are actually rounded. That's not usually the way it is. Usually it's a square corner like this. So when I do a square corner, I have to do it like I just did. I'll pull ahead, stop, and then I'll back up and go back in. Well, I want to show you something up here. This is what we call a swath board right here. Now this swath board is actually broken. The purpose of this is to pull a little bit of hay away so you have this little path here that the horse can see, and they get used to that path and they'll walk right down that path just like if they were plowing. It's like a furrow, and so the horses will get used to that and walk right down it. So anyways, this is a swath board, and I love these swath boards. The Amish in our area do not use a swath board. I don't know how they do it, but it's so much better because you can see the standing hay and where to cut. Well, this particular swath board has a piece that's broken off it. As you can see, it comes to quite a point right there, and you'll see a hole here. There used to be a shoe here that would roll up, so when you're backing up, you'd actually be hitting the shoe and you could back up really easy, because this swath board will actually flop up and down. And that's the way it's supposed to be. So I have to be very careful until I fix this, because when I'm backing up, it hangs kind of low. And then because this drops, this is right in the ground. And so if I was to back up, you can see with that point, I'm going to be driving it right into the dirt. So I have to use my foot and hold the cutter bar in the air and hope, and sometimes even hold the hand lever to lift it higher so that this doesn't get caught into the soil and cause trouble. They turn so nicely, it's just usually not a problem, but I do have to get that fixed. I don't even want to do that because the cutter is still in gear, and that's really something that you shouldn't do. You should take the cutter out of gear every time you get out, the cutter out of gear every time you get out. But anyways, let's get at it. Oh, we got someone over here. Cap step. Cap step. yeah.
So we're out here filming and we have a visitor. This is Bill. We just met him. He watches our channel and he's going up to Abby's place. He's gonna be looking for some magazine. Hello, Bill. Thanks for...
I had to come and see it in person.
Yeah.
It's great.
How far away do you live?
It took me a good 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you had an early morning this morning.
Yeah, Potsdam got so it was like, whoa. You know, I'm going to Hopkinton and then Nicholville and Dickinson, and it's out further than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
But
takes
thank
a while.
goodness County Route 5 sign was there, because I knew if I found that, I was pretty sure. Google Maps is screwy, but I was pretty sure if I got on County Route 5,
You'd find
Brigham
it.
Hill would turn off from it and bingo.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here. Brenda, why don't you can show them the horses and or you can go up there and come back. And I'll stop and I'll show you the horses.
I just love it.
So,
I just love it.
either way.
Okay.
Did the stallions calm down?
They're all out together.
Because one of them took quite a double punch in that video.
Didn't it?
Yeah, man, I'm sitting there watching it. I think it was yesterday. And boy, that hurt. That was a square.
All right, well, there's two of them actually. One got hit in the chest type of thing.
Yeah.
Another got hit. Well, it looked like he got caught right there in the neck.
Those are the only ones we got caught on film. There was other things too, but they're all out there together. They seem fine. Yeah.
Got a nice crop of hay.
Oh my goodness, yes. But we have had no weather. This is
I
the
know.
first
Coming up,
crop.
as soon as I got close to Potsdam, well, even back DeKalb Junction, you could see it was wet. Fields were wet. So,
It's really wet, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, just unbelievably wet. So, but it'll dry.
Oh yeah, and this will feed horses and beef cows. I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Great. Lots of yield.
Okay, so I was coming around this corner here and I ran right into a turkey and her nest. The turkey took off flying and there's our nest.
Do you think you got the turkey?
I have no idea.
She flew away.
I have no idea, but she's not gonna come back and sit here when there's no cover for her. So let's try saving them.
So we've got the baby guineas, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. I've never done this. You know, should I leave some just in case she comes back?
Take 4 of them.
Okay, I'll take 4, and of course one's broken.
Very unlikely it's gonna work.
This one is the one that's broken. This one is cracked. Oh.
Just grab that one and go.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Let us know if any of you have ever tried to incubate eggs like this from a wild turkey. As you can see, Jim's making a lot of progress with the horses, and it really actually seems like a heyday. But it's going to take quite a bit to get this hay dry. It's very thick. He had told me that there's not a lot of clover out here, but especially on the other side when I was walking by, there was a lot of clover. And that stuff takes a lot longer to dry. It makes great feed. But anyways, here we are. So we're in our dry kiln, and we have a heat lamp set up, and it's warm in here because of the dry kiln. And I think turkey eggs are supposed to be around 99 degrees. So we're gonna work on trying to get that temperature right on those. They're just in a little pie plate with some dirt under them because that is non-combustible. And probably the likelihood of them hatching may not be that likely, but we'll give it a whirl. And here are our little guinea chicks. We have found that they are not as friendly as chickens. And I'm trying to friendle them up, make them friendly. but it's a challenge. But they're growing, they're doing good. And when they get a little bigger, we'll put them out in the playpen for a little while. This is our first experience with guinea chicks, and we haven't had chickens for years, but we thought it'd be nice to have a few. And I'm really enjoying having them around. It's Sunday afternoon. We just got done with Sunday lunch. The girls were here for lunch today, and Jim asked if they could help move the colts. They're not colts anymore, but the horses from one pasture to the next. So of course they did not bring their attire. This is what they had, their foot attire. That's what they had.
Two different boots. These are mine.
Here at our house, yeah, those are Abby's old boots. So
this one's Trudy's. This one was mine.
oh my goodness. Okay, well, you know, and look what Abby's got on. Great. And Jim, what do you got on? Okay, so they're red. They're all going to take a horse. Duke, Earl, and Baron, and they're going to move them to a new pasture. Jim wants them to have a little time to get used to the pasture before the sun goes down, so that hopefully they behave themselves. Well, of course they know the pasture, but Baron doesn't. So let's go see what happens. Can we find the horses, number one?
No, they're all done.
We can find the horses, that's right.
Feels horrible. Yeah, this does too. We don't have socks either.
Who needs socks?
These are girls.
Can you bring it out of the hose pond so you don't have to go in there? Okay.
After each of your part, you know, I'll follow. Well, we get to the gate, well, you can run it up and up.
Okay.
Just making plans for how we're gonna execute this job. Earl, Baron, don't be a hothead. So this is a completely new pasture for Baron. He's never been over here at all.
He would follow, not lead. It's okay, go ahead and open the gate. Get close, Ab. Shoot. I got my dishes dressed to 30.
Huh.
I've been watching down to unsnap their halters.
Oh. 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 Abby, why?
Did you get unsnapped? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't hear him say that. Oh. There you go, have fun. Do we want to be in here after last time?
They're better now.
All right.
It's funny how they do just like a little bit of
You don't have to follow it.
fooling around, and yet they're fine with each other, really.
Aaron's just gonna get used to the fences.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday we mowed that hayfield, and I end up just using the team that I started with because they were mowing so good. I just finished it up, and they were calling for slight showers today, and sure enough, didn't it rain? We got a little bit of rain, not too bad. It's just showers. We can deal with that, and the next 3 days sounds good. So hopefully we get the hay in. But as I was mowing out there yesterday, I said something about Lady, a situation with Lady. So let's just take a look at Lady. And I'll tell you what the story is with her. I just got grain here. I want to grain them. Let me grain them first. There we go. Get it. Okay. So actually, our situation is great news. Yesterday, we got her bred. That's right, Baron, our new stallion, was able to breed her yesterday. She came into good heat, and we got her bred. So, that means we may have a pregnant mare. Now, I say may because there's one thing about raising horses, and I know that from years past. You never know for sure till you actually have a colt on the ground. But it looks good. She stood really well. So if she settles, pretty good chance we're gonna have a colt next spring. And so it would be the early part of May when she'd have her colt because it's 11 months gestation period. And so that is great. I will still continue working her the early part of her, if she's pregnant, her pregnancy. But now that I have Baron, this winter he can actually go into starting to do more work, and she will be doing less work. And then come spring, she won't be working hardly at all, so she can have a colt, and then she'll be going out mostly to pasture. And hopefully we won't need to work her next summer because I'll have Baron to be working with one of these guys somehow. And so she can just be at the pasture raising her new colt. These are a lot of ifs, you know, you just never know when it comes to colts. So, but we are very excited about that, and she is doing great. We are very pleased with what's happened. Any thoughts, Brenda?
I'm just really excited.
Okay, that's it for today. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.